The Richard and Danielle case is Danielle Imbo and Richard Petrone. The couple has been missing since 2005, last seen leaving a bar on South Street in Philadelphia after a night out with friends.
We've ruled a lot of area out in 3 previous episodes that we've done here and done a lot of searching. I'm very hopeful for this location. This is a location that we haven't checked. Richard and Danielle both had children waiting for them at home. Let's go find Danielle and Richard today. That's a wheel. That's a wheel. You see it? It's a wheel clear today. This vehicle's been in here for a while. And Danielle and Richard could be directly below us right now, Carson. Absolutely.
Earlier this week, Marge Petrone, Richard Petrone's mother, told me she hopes the divers who searched the Schuylkill River on Tuesday find something.
Well, I just got off the phone with the FBI.
But first, all new on NBC 10 News at 5. The search for a missing cold case couple takes a team of divers from YouTube to the banks of the Schuylkill River this afternoon.
They renewed their search for a couple from South Jersey, missing for more than 17 years. Danielle Imbo and Richard Petrone Jr. were last seen at a bar on South Street in February of 2005.
429 South Street. We're standing right where Abilene's bar used to be, where Danielle and Richard were last seen. They were here with friends having a really good time Saturday night, and at 11:30 p.m. they decided to leave. They stated to friends, Richard did, that he parked nearby. They were leaving to their vehicle. He was taking Danielle home to Jersey. Did they go to Jersey, or did they go to Richard's home on top of Viking Bakery up in Ardmore, which is about 15 minutes away? Now, the FBI has speculated and actually announced their position is they were murdered. Not only were they murdered, the vehicle was taken to a chop shop. Now, no suspects have been named.
Nope.
No information whatsoever has been released validating their stance.
Correct.
You know, because I tell you what, if you come to those determinations that they were murdered and their vehicle is in a chop shop, I personally think a suspect should be named.
Somebody wanted for questioning.
Right. There should be somebody wanted for questioning, like you just stated, and there's none of that.
Nothing.
So we specialize in cases where somebody is missing with their vehicle. We theorize that they left here, and it was nothing simple but an accident. We've done a lot of work on this case already. We've ruled a lot of area out in 3 previous episodes that we've done here and done a lot of searching. We've ruled 18 miles out of the Delaware River. And if you guys stop right now and check out those episodes that we've already done leading up to what we're doing right now, it's very critical. Those links are below, because that has allowed us to narrow the scope of the search area down to exactly what we're gonna do today. We're gonna retrace their hypothetical trips leaving here to her house or his house. This is their last known location. They had a few drinks. There was nothing suspicious leading up to their disappearance whatsoever. When they were here, they were laughing, having a great time with friends.
That's it.
And they stated they're taking Danielle home to her house. We're gonna do everything we can do today to continue narrowing the scope of this search down. And I am very optimistic that we may find Danielle and Richard today.
This would be the 4th time that this group out of Oregon that travels the country trying to solve cold cases has worked on the Danielle Imbo and Richard Petrone case. They're hoping this time around makes the difference.
I'm very hopeful for this location. This is a location that we haven't checked. We spent a lot of time focusing on the Delaware River because that was the biggest body of river closest to their last known location. So working the theories of where they would have gone from there, this is the next most logical location if they were going back to Richard's place. Let's go find Danielle and Richard today. What in particular brings us right here to Temple Boat Ramp right off of Kelly Drive? If they left Abilene's that night, which they told their friends prior to leaving, they were gonna take Danielle home to her house in New Jersey. But if their plans changed and they decided to go back to Richard's house, this is one of the routes they would have taken. Did they have a few drinks? I think it's safe to say they did. You want to be away from the main highways and streets and on the back roads so you can get home safer and out of the, normal busy roads where all the cops are. This road right here goes directly next to the Schuylkill River. And as you can see these cars coming by, there's absolutely nothing to stop them from coming right into this river if there was an accident. Theories are out there. Murder, foul play, disappearing under suspicious circumstances. There being, all different types of what ifs that have been thrown into the mix. But it's simply, after 17 years, just an accident. That's what we're working right now. So we'll get down here, downstream, and we'll come back up to where we first put the boat in because it's gonna allow us to accurately read our sonar against the current, which allows us to control our speed more so than if we are going with the current. 18 feet deep here. And we're going against the current, which allows us to have the most accurate sonar reading possible. So far, the bottom that I'm reading, as you guys see, is really, really clear, 21 feet deep, just feet away from where vehicles can make it in. Once we pass that house right here that you guys are looking at with the lighthouse, Kelly Drive comes very close to coming directly into this river. So I just got off the phone with the FBI. Very long conversation, a very, very constructive conversation. A lot came from it. I'm not, implying anything. I can't talk about what we talked about. The entire conversation was off the record. And I can just say that moving forward with this investigation, things are going to be great. Just let me go on this route. I'm excited that you guys know how powerful of a resource we are. How, not to sound cocky, but how good we are with what we do. The proof is in the pudding. And the more we can help communities, the more we can help families, the more we can help agencies, the more we can help. And that's what we want to do, is just help. Help bring answers to cases that are cold when no one else can do so. And I couldn't imagine a more stronger purpose than this. And it wouldn't be possible without you guys. Please, if you're watching this, take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. That is what makes this possible. Take a moment, go over to adventureswithpurpose.com, leave us a donation. Your donation directly contributes to the equipment that we use, the gas that goes into the RV, everything that you see here on camera. It facilitates it all as you see it. It wouldn't be possible without each and every one of you. This is truly a community purpose. This puppet that you guys are watching, there's many strings, and you guys are some of the most important string pullers of this puppet. Thank you guys. I'm really focused on making what we do better here. Jared is as well, and this is a snowball effect, man, and it just, things just keep getting better and better and better, and I'm extremely optimistic about our growth potential, the ability of us to innovate everything that we're doing here, and it's all because of you. Thank you guys. One of the most emotional things about this case, obviously, is that we have a beautiful young couple that is missing. Not only are they missing, but they were single parents. Richard and Danielle both had children waiting for them at home. Richard has a 14-year-old daughter, and that's deep to leave a child. But as a 14-year-old daughter, you really need your dad, and I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I just can't imagine ever her losing me, and it just really hits home with me knowing that she was left. And I just hope and pray that this somehow can help her in some way, us ruling out what we're gonna do today, and hopefully we may find her dad. And Danielle had a 2-year-old at home. It's tough, man. This case involves not only them, but their children, their families, and it's every case involves their families when somebody's missing, but it's just really tough knowing that they were single parents. A lot of you can relate to that. A lot of you out there can. Imagine us leaving our children and never coming back. They need us, and I really want to find Richard and Danielle so they at least can be laid to rest properly, and their children and families can now have the answers to try to move forward healthily. Feet. We're working here along Kelly Drive, right next to the Schuylkill River, and we still have look at this. There's nothing here to stop a vehicle from coming in. Nothing. Look at that. So this is a high likelihood area of finding a vehicle in here, a vehicle that could possibly be the vehicle that we're looking for, and it's going to be very easy to determine what I'm looking at. As you guys know, we're looking for a Dodge Dakota, a 2001 Dodge Dakota, black and gray. So it's gonna be easy to distinguish a Dodge Dakota from a Toyota Corolla. So the pickup trucks and the cars, they're just gonna come up completely different in our sonar imaging. It's gonna stick out like a sore thumb that it's a pickup truck. Very clean. It's 20 feet deep down there. So the plan right now is to hold on. So there's coming up on some cars right here supposedly, and yeah, there's one right there. It's a car. They know about them, they've cleared them, but they're just way too buried to pull out. That's another reason why it really helps us to come in and law enforcement to embrace us, because law enforcement was able to tell us where those cars were, the fact that they have been cleared, they just can't pull them out because of how buried they are, which, it happens. When they're buried that far deep into silt, they're just gonna rip apart. In that scenario, it is better to leave the vehicles, unless you can come in here with some massive machine and just scoop the car out and the soil around it and lift it out. That type of equipment is just, it's rare. I've never seen anything done like that. back down to 14 feet. We're getting closer up here to the boat ramp. Did they get pushed off this boat ramp? Or did they accidentally drive off the boat ramp up here? I don't know. I'm casting 75 feet in either direction. I'm confident that if anything is in here, we're gonna find it. This pickup truck is gonna stick out like a sore thumb the second it comes up. There's a target here that I'm really interested in. What is this? Right there. What is that? What is that? 18 feet in that direction. Just casting too much of a shadow. A shadow that looks like potential wheels. 13 feet deep. We're about 125 feet from shore. What's that? What's that? What's that right there? That does look like a car. That does look like a car. That does look like a car. There it is. Right with that tree. Oh. It's definitely a vehicle. What I believe to be a vehicle. Give me the magnet. Do you guys know about the vehicle that's right here? It's I mean it's kind of buried, like it's been there for a little while. I mean that's gonna be it right there. So it's buried. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's definitely a vehicle. We'll put a magnet on it. We'll dive on it, and I'll keep scanning. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I was hoping to just be able to distinguish between car and truck and keep it moving, but I can't distinguish that. Oh, that could be a pickup truck. Oh, I feel it. That's a wheel. That's a wheel. You see it? That's a wheel clear today. Yeah. It's not sticking very well, which we know it's a vehicle. So this definitely tells me this vehicle's been in here for a while. Danielle and Richard could be directly below us right now, Carson. Once we get this mark, I will then run some better scans around it, because we can use this as a really good reference to scan. Also, once we identify a vehicle, we would need to know absolutely everything that's around it, you know, terrain-wise. Are there other vehicles around it, etc. You know, you can see, you know, when we solved the Stephanie Torres case and we found one vehicle, and we did another scan right after, we discovered that we had three, four vehicles sitting right there. So you never know what's out here, and then we're putting a diver in the water, so it's pertinent for us to have a good assessment of not only the target that we're going to be diving on, but what's around it. There's another one. It's a freaking car. And anytime we're working with something this old, there's no telling. I just don't know. I just don't know.
Oh no, it's not. Good. Diver in water.
12.7 feet right now. So be just very gentle with that. And that should take you to it right now. Go ahead, release. Oh yeah, he's on it. See him? Yeah. I see him. Yeah, he's on it. I see him. He would have been back up if it wasn't a vehicle. Come on, Anthony. Come on, you got this. Bring it to me. All right, it's a blue vehicle.
It's severely, debris is all around it.
Yeah.
It looked black, but once I started ripping on it, it's blue.
Okay.
But
All right.
it is a vehicle.
All right.
A lot of debris.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
It took me a while. I had to cut that saw off and go straight into the knife and rip it off. It wouldn't come off easy.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
I tried to come up with something, and everything else is rusted out and silted in with debris.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good job. You know, we knew it was a vehicle. We knew it was down there for a very long time. It's definitely not the vehicle we're looking for, but we gotta do it to find out. You know what I mean? To even like consider that being a vehicle, like that was a good find and great dive, and it's process of elimination. It's a numbers game. With other hand too. Perfect. Good job. So it's not the vehicle we're looking for, but it's a vehicle. And what that tells us is, I mean, there's vehicles in here. So we're gonna continue our search. We have more vehicles to find. Hopefully the vehicle that we need to find. This particular vehicle, I mean, could it belong to another case? Absolutely. But you know we're looking for a 2001 black Dodge Dakota, and this isn't it. So we're gonna have to do a lot more searching to get it done.
They believe if the car is here, it was likely an accident, but foul play is possible.
Until we see evidence or know otherwise, we have no reason to believe to not search the bodies of water to help and rule out every possible place we could.
Just metal, just old rusted metal from the vehicle that's down there, you know, or it wouldn't be sticking there to the magnet. Yeah, just cars falling apart. So what I'm seeing is right now, we are going to probably find, hopefully, maybe another vehicle in the Schuylkill River. Daylight right now at this point is against us. So if we can rule out this entire Schuylkill River today, that will give us a great starting point coming into tomorrow. First of all, tomorrow morning, I meet with the FBI. I'm not gonna be able to let you guys know what that meeting consisted of, but just know that great things are gonna come from that. Nothing but efficiency is going to come out of it, and so much more. I can't talk much more about that, but we'll meet with the FBI first thing in the morning, and then we will continue to work the theory of, did she go to Jersey? One thing we do know is that we do not locate the vehicle here in the Schuylkill River. That means they did not go to Richard's house. So the probability of them being on the Jersey side in that route comes more into play. And I'm really optimistic if we come up empty-handed today that tomorrow lies the missing piece of this puzzle. What do we got? All right, that's some trees. Definitely not a vehicle. Right to our right there. A little bit more. What was that? Man, 11.2 feet. 10.2 feet here. What was that? Definitely looks like a vehicle. What is it? What is it? Should be popping up any moment now. Here it is. Okay, it's not a vehicle. It's just casting a really weird shadow. Yeah, it's not a vehicle. All right. False alarm. Please, for those of you who are watching this right now, take the moment to subscribe. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to be here. And you do want to be kept up to date with everything that we're doing. Hit the bell notification so that every time we release a case that we're working on, whether it's solved or unsolved, you're going to want to be a part of it and you're going to want to know when it comes out. You can take the time to also be a member on our channel. What that does is gives you direct early access to all of our early release to our videos that no one else can see but you. That's our way of giving back when you give to us. So please, over 80% of you that are watching this right now are not subscribed. Please subscribe. It's free. It's what makes this possible. Thank you. And I think at this moment, we have successfully checked the entire Schuylkill River along Kelly Drive, the route they would have been on back to Richard's house if they took that route. So we're gonna get going back to the Temple Boathouse where we launched from at the boat ramp. And we're gonna have to put our heads together and come up with a real clear game plan for tomorrow. We have a lot of area to check left in the Delaware River, from the Ben Franklin Bridge up to the Betsy Ross, as well as some locations on the New Jersey side. I have a really, really off the record meeting, big meeting with the FBI in the morning. I am really optimistic that everything we have done today and in the other 3 episode searches that we have done on this case, we are getting closer and closer to Danielle and Richard. So this morning, I did the live show on CBS 3 here in Philadelphia discussing this case. It is one of the most high-profile cold cases that exist in the city of Philadelphia. So we're getting a lot of feedback from all different types of avenues, you know, our supporters, you know, individuals who don't even know who we are. They saw me on the news, and I just got an email from a local who has a lot of information about this case, and I'm gonna read it. I have 4 locations to search for Imbo and Petrone. Please contact me if you plan to search for them again. The bridges out of Philly did not have good cameras when they went missing. It is possible they made it to New Jersey, and there are 4 places to search on their possible routes home. Local knowledge and the traffic patterns has led me to 4 places. Please help. So I'm gonna send them an email and give them my cell phone number to contact me immediately. Like this is, if you have 4 locations, and we just discovered that, you know, when we theorized that they made it into Jersey, and the cameras that were checked weren't the Betsy Ross Bridge because that bridge didn't come into play. So if an individual is giving me 4 other locations to search, this is huge. Right. This is somebody local who has already thought about this and has valid places for us to search. This is a huge tip and could possibly lead us in the right direction.
Earlier this week, Marge Petrone, Richard Petrone's mother, told me she hopes the divers who searched the Schuylkill River on Tuesday find something.